Light work, no reaction compared to this big zaddy. Light song? Love. My man's. I love him so much. She was judgmental till the very end. Till the bitter end, that bitch was judgmental. You guys can talk about this more. Hype this one up more. Greetings and salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today I'm going to be doing another reading vlog where I read some Brandon Sanderson. Hello, how are you? Welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to my journey into the Cosmere. The saga continues. So I've been filming a lot of reading vlogs recently, and I've also been reading a lot of Brandon Sanderson books. I know it's a little different for me, but I'm definitely vibing. I'm really enjoying this high epic fantasy vibe. For the longest time, I was kind of apprehensive to pick up a Brandon Sanderson book. One, because I am predominantly a romance reader. Also because his books are very long, and he also does have an extensive backlist. His universe is ginormous. I never knew where to start, so I just didn't. The past couple months, I've been slowly just diving into the universe and having the most amazing time. So here's another reading vlog for you guys. I have some books on my TBR. This is going to be a chatty, cozy, casual reading vlogs. That's just how my vlogs go. Basically what I do is I take you with me throughout the week. My vlogs tend to be really long because I'm showing you slices of life as I am talking about the books. Because some of the books that we're reading are also very long, this is gonna be a long video. Just buckle in. Right, so let's get into the backstory, darlings. I have read 3 Brandon Sanderson books so far, and I've given them all 5 stars. I've read 2 of his secret projects, which were Trust of the Emerald Sea and Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. Then I have read the first book in the Mistborn series, which was The Final Empire. Again, I gave all of them 5 stars, but if I had to pick a favorite, it would probably be Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, because the character development and the magic system in that book was so freaking cool. But also the romance was very sweet. I think when it comes to Brandon Sanderson, you just gotta start, babe. You just gotta start. If you're not sure where to start, I would kind of push you in the direction of his secret projects. They very loosely tie into his overall universe, which is called the Cosmere, but they absolutely can be read as standalones, and you just get a little taste of his writing style and the magic systems that he likes to create. They're also not as long as some of his other books. I am still a newbie to Brandon Sanderson. We're kind of going on this journey together, but that is what I would recommend. Now that I have been introduced to his universe, we're gonna go for the big zaddies. We're gonna go for the big boys, okay? The thick books. The ones that are really, really popular. So this is the TBR. Loose TBR. Posting on Instagram, kind of asking you guys, what should I read next? What would you like to see a vlog on? And today I posted these 2. So these are pretty long, but they're also very popular in the Brandon Sanderson universe. So the first one is The Way of Kings. Oh my god. How many pages? I don't even know. Try not to get any spoilers, but I want to see how many pages. 1001. Okay. It's also like a 40-hour audiobook. It is book 1 in the Stormlight Archive series. I've seen this is his most polarizing book. Some people absolutely did not enjoy it. They thought it was too long. And then other people are like, this is the pinnacle of literature. This is epic fantasy. Nothing will be better. I've also kind of heard this being told as a prologue, an introduction to the universe, and you kind of have to get through it. A lot of people say that the books after this, like Words of Radiance, is amazing and really fast-paced. You just have to get through this. So I am willing to put in the time. I'm willing to put in the work. So this is an option. The second option is Warbreaker, and this is also a pretty long book. It's a 21-hour audiobook, and how many pages? 588 pages. Oh, okay, so not as thick as I thought, actually. Light work, no reaction compared to this big zaddy. So I posted on Instagram today with these 2, asking you guys which one I should read. I just posted it, so I don't know which one you guys are going to pick. We'll find out later in the video. To wrap this introduction up, I am having a wonderful time reading Brandon Sanderson. The 3 books that I have read so far, I really, really enjoyed. I honestly appreciate you guys so much because so many of you have messaged me and given me recommendations and kind of explained the universe to me because I was so intimidated by his extensive backlist. It's just made the reading journey so much nicer because I feel like you guys are reading along with me, and also y'all are experts and guiding me through this because sometimes I'm just a little empty brain up here. So thank you, I love you, and I'll talk to you later.
6.5 hours later.
Which one did you guys pick? Did you pick Warbreaker or did you pick Way of Kings? Which one did you pick? Let's see, let's find out. I have a feeling I know which one you guys are gonna pick because honestly a lot of you guys were recommending this one in my comments. So we'll see. Where's the post? Did I not post it on Instagram? Oh my god. Did I not post it? Did it not load? Hello? Oh, there it is. I was clicking too fast. Okay. Yeah, as I thought. You guys voted Warbreaker. 70% of you voted Warbreaker. So to the 30% of you, I'm very sorry, but we're going to be reading Warbreaker in this video. Let's go to Hoopla, see if my library has the audiobook. What library app do you guys use? Because I know there's Libby, Hoopla, and I know there's also like Cloud Library. My library has pretty good selections, but the lines are kind of long at Libby, but for some reason on Hoopla, they're not. So that's what I've been using. But let me know which one you guys like to use. Does my library have Warbreaker? It does. It does. Okay. This is a 24-hour audiobook. Well, 24 hours and 56 minutes, damn, might as well be 25 hours. We're just going to say it's 25 hours long. What I've been doing recently is I have been listening to the audiobook as I read the physical book. And that's just been my favorite way to read recently because I feel like it's a full immersive experience, especially with fantasy books because those have very complicated names sometimes. So it's nice to like hear it in the audiobook as I'm reading. I actually don't know anything about this book if I'm being completely honest with you. Warbreaker is the story of two sisters who happen to be princesses. Oh, now I'm remembering. I think someone told me this has like a marriage of convenience type of thing. I don't know. We're gonna vibe. We do have a pretty busy week ahead of us. Work has been absolutely crazy recently. Today was fun. I had a live show with the girls. I'm actually doing a Bridgerton watch along with some of my friends. Dave from Woody Reads, Avery from Ava Reads Romance, Tiffany from Tiff Talks Pages, and Christy from Christy Reads a Lot. We're all rewatching Bridgerton season 1 and 2 to prepare for the upcoming season 3. So that's why I have my Bridgerton shirt on. And today we talked about season 1 on Zay's channel and it was lots of fun.
I want to marry her.
That's
this
true.
man literally said, I would rather die in a duel than marry you.
Than marry you.
So, like,
and he told her there'll be no there's.
And then tomorrow I'm going to a little book fair with Lacey. So hopefully I'll remember to vlog that. But yeah, that's what we're up to. I'm going to take a bath and read some of Warbreaker in the bath. We're back in the school pickup line. As always, I'm very early, so I brought my Kindle with me. We're gonna do some reading, and I treated myself to some McDonald's fries. Why not? A little treat for myself. Very, very good. McDonald's has the best fries. If I had to rank the best fries, what would your list be? So my top 3 is as follows. McDonald's #1. They're just the best. Then Del Taco. I really love Del Taco fries when they're fresh and hot and so good. And then the last one is kind of a tie between In-N-Out or Cane's. I just recently had Cane's for the first time and their fries were pretty good. So I would say it's in between. Who do you think has, oh my god, I almost dropped my drink. But yeah, who do you think has the best french fries? McDonald's for me is just always gonna win. This flavor of kombucha, it's golden pineapple, and it's a flavor that not a lot of my grocery stores will have in stock. It is a really beautiful day outside. I don't even know if you can hear it, but the birds are chirping, the sun is shining, it's not too hot, not too cold, so I'm just gonna roll down my windows and read a little bit. Anyway, my dad did finish his first Brandon Sanderson book. He finished Tress of the Emerald Sea, and he has some thoughts, so I will have him update you guys in this video. I think he ended up giving it a 3-star. But to be fair, my dad is the type of reader that he will never give books 5 stars. He is the type of person to believe that no book is perfect, so no book gets a 5-star. So a 3-star rating is practically a 5-star for him. But anyways, I'll have him update you guys in this video. Hey, I'm a little tired. I just took a bath, did my skincare, and I've been laying down and reading a little bit. It took me a second to get into it. It did. I'm only on chapter 6, so we still have a lot to go. Am I fully understanding the magic and political system that's happening in this book? No. I would be lying. I would be lying to you if I said I completely understood what was happening. But am I having a fun time? Yeah, I kind of am. I'm starting to realize that when it comes to Brandon Sanderson novels, I'm going to be a little confused in the beginning. I'm going to be a little empty brain up here, just, you know, vibing till I get more chapters in. That's when it clicks. Like, oh, this is what's happening. I'm getting high fantasy vibes. I'm getting political intrigue. I'm getting a very unique and slightly complicated magic system. So essentially, this story follows two kingdoms that have similar origin stories. Over many years ago, one group, I believe they're calling them like the rebels, separated from the kingdom and went off to live in the mountains. It is told that they have royal blood. However, they are kind of a quiet group of people. They don't like to be boastful, don't flash a lot of color or use a lot of magic, which is very different from like the larger kingdom. The larger kingdom is full of bright colors and magic. The magic system in here, I'm trying to like wrap my head around it, but essentially everyone is born with one breath, and this breath is able to breathe life into inanimate objects and create magic, sell and donate and give your breaths to other people. And this kingdom is also filled with different gods that are essentially heroes and warriors that were born again. When they're reborn, they're born as gods and they see visions and have magic, but in order to survive, they require one breath a week. The townspeople are donating all of their breath and their magic to these lesser gods. Listen, I don't know if I explained that correctly. If you are confused, so am I. So am I. The story is really being told in the point of view of these two sisters who come from a royal family, and they are both making sacrifices for their kingdom. I know that was a lot. That was a lot. And I'm only on chapter 6, and I have all of that kind of like rattling in my brain. A lot is going on. A lot has been introduced. A lot of characters have been introduced, different point of views. Still trying to fully understand this breath situation, this magic situation. I know that color has a lot to do with things. That's all I have for you. I don't know what else to tell you, okay? We're learning together. We're vibing together. That's my update. I'm having a good time, but I'm also a little confused, but not in like a frustrating way, in a way that I am more so excited to learn more and better understand this world. Being honest with you guys and saying that sometimes epic fantasy is really detailed and really intense, and it takes me a while to get into. That is not a testament to Brandon Sanderson's writing style or the way that he divulges information. It's just my journey when I read fantasy books. I think Brandon Sanderson is actually really good at creating very unique magic systems from the books that I've read from him previously. Kind of fascinating that I'm struggling to even summarize the magic system, and he's able to write like a whole entire universe based on it. Wild. His talent, unmatched. My face looks really greasy because I did my skincare and I'm like drenched in rosehip oils. I'm going to lay down, listen to some of the audiobook. I might actually pause reading it physically and play my Nintendo. I've been playing Good Pizza, Bad Pizza, Good Pizza, Great Pizza. Either way, we're gonna read and listen to the audiobook. I might play a little bit of my Nintendo, read a little bit of the physical book, back and forth, go to bed because I do have to work tomorrow, and that's my update. I love you guys. I love you so much. Okay, I just finished my makeup and I'm going to head out to go meet Lacey. We're going to the LA book fair, which should be pretty fun, but I'm running a little late. Sorry, Lacey, forgive me. Normally I'm very on time to things, but today I had such anxiety about driving. Driving gives me really bad anxiety, and it's just something I'm working on, so, you know, putting myself out my comfort zone, doing the damn thing, all that jazz, but we gotta go. In line to get our book signed. Okay, hopefully it's not too loud and you guys can hear me, but I thought I would do an impromptu haul because I have picked up some books at the LA Book Fair. So I got this one. It is called The Fantastic Tales of Trans Magic. It's an anthology, a bunch of trans stories, really awesome. The girl at the booth said that she really loves a lot of the authors in here, and you guys know I love anything gay. This is the author that we're in the line for right now to get the book signed, so I got one of her books, Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. A lot of people say that this is like one of their favorite cozies, so excited to have this one, and we're about to get it signed. And then I saw this one, guys, and you know I had to grab it. You guys know I'm obsessed with vampires, and it's queer, so this is My Pretty Vampire by Katie Skelly. that's just some books I have accumulated along the way, and I'm gonna go back in the line now. Hopefully this clip was not too loud. Here's my phone, they're just taking a video.
Okay, sounds good. Teresa, ready?
The stairs absolutely killed us. We had to climb up the 6 flights of stairs to get to our car. Lacey's car, I don't drive. And I was huffing and puffing. Your girl is thick. And Lacey was easy breezy cover girl over here, just turbo speed. I feel like this signing was really, well, it's not a signing, it's a festival.
Yeah.
But because it was outside, it was so well organized. The map was kind of confusing, but you could definitely find your way around. I wish romance signings were outside because it just felt less, there was a lot of people, but it was less like suffocating.
Good, yeah. I had fun last year. It was solid this year too. And we got to see everyone we wanted to see.
Yeah, we didn't stop to see that many authors, just 2, but it was still a lot of fun. Guys, I am so excited. Lacey's laughing at me because she has an H bar next to her. I don't have one next to me, so we're gonna vlog, and I'm excited. Okay, so we went into H Mart, and Lacey was my tour guide. She told me everything to get. Basically,
it was a big haul.
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff that I got. We're gonna do an H Mart haul. I basically bought everything that Lacey told me to get, and also anything that was strawberry flavored. So let's go get into it. I don't know what this is. They look like cookies and they have strawberries on them. Again, cookies and they have strawberries.
Yeah. Butter.
Strawberries.
Sure.
You want to show the people? Okay, so this, Lacey said, is their version of sushi. There's no raw fish in it, but it's their version of sushi. She told me to try the pears because I guess they're like really sweet, so I got one of each. Regular strawberries. And then their drinks were crazy. Ethan, I'm trying to speak. Thank you. Yeah, chips. I got this lychee one. I got this strawberry one. This one is blue lemonade, and it's in this really cool bottle. What else did I get? Oh, I got another lychee.
Soda.
Yes?
Yeah.
It's soda. Lacey told me that she really likes these. They're like probiotic drinks, and they're a little sweet. You're supposed to take them like little probiotic shots, so we'll try that. She said that fish chips were a staple, and I've never tried these before. These are like chocolate biscuits. Got a lot of strawberry stuff. So the whole reason I wanted to go to H Mart was for the ice cream. So this is ice cream chocolate dipped strawberry flavor. I tried these in other flavors, but never the strawberry one. And then some strawberry mochi. Ramen goes crazy on TikTok. People are obsessed with it, but I heard it was really, really spicy, so I only got one to try. For ice cream, this is honeydew flavor. I thought this was green apple, and Lacey laughed at me. I got these dumplings, and it was funny because she was telling me how to cook them, and I was like, oh, they're not like the Trader Joe's ones that you just put in the microwave. And she was mortified that I said that. Although the Trader Joe's ones did get recalled because I guess they had metal in them. I mean, they tasted good, whatever metal they were putting in them, so. That's my haul. I did go to Trader Joe's and get more strawberry things. Strawberry mochi, chocolate covered strawberries. A lot of people ask if I only just like the look of strawberries. No, I love the taste, and I'm really thriving because everything in the store right now is strawberry because it's strawberry season. So that's my little H Mart haul. I just finished eating. I was eating some sushi and it was so freaking good. But I finished with work for the day. And I only worked a half day today, and I was gonna run errands, I was gonna do laundry, organize my closet. Like, I have a whole list of things I need to do, but then I was like, I don't want to do any of those things. I desperately want to sit down and get some good reading done. In the intro to this video like a week ago, and I just have not had time to read. It's because I love reading so much, but for some reason I always tell myself, like, you need to get up, you need to do something else, you need to organize, you need to go run your errands, you need to be more productive. But like, rest is also productive, and my cozy hobbies are also productive because it like feeds into my soul. I've talked about that before, but it's not so much that I don't enjoy reading, it's more so that I get down on myself and I'm like, what did I even do today other than lay down? Then I like force myself to listen to an audiobook while I'm doing a task, while I'm being quote unquote productive, but then I don't feel rest. It's a battle. Sometimes you just have to allow yourself a break and rest. I treated myself to some sushi, and now I'm going to read. We're back sitting in this chair, because I'm always sitting in this chair. Chapter 12, I read a little bit last night. I'm reading this book pretty slowly, I won't lie to you, because there are a lot of political dynamics that I'm trying to understand. I'm also trying to understand the magic system. We're on chapter 12, and I feel like I'm slowly starting to understand what's going on, and I like it. I like it. I'm having a good time. A lot of people were telling me that the reason they hadn't picked up Brandon Sanderson was because it can be intimidating. He has such a large backlist. His books are really, really long. And I agree with those things. I felt the same. And I decided to just pick one up on a whim. And I've been having a great time. So here are some of my tips and tricks to get through maybe a book that's a little intimidating, a little long, or if you're in a reading slump. Number one tip that I have is, if you can, if this is accessible to you, listen to the audiobook as you're physically reading it. You can read the ebook, but listen to the audio as your eyes are looking at the page, because that makes a difference. It really does. When it comes to fantasy, there are complicated names, complicated magic systems, and sometimes it helps to not only hear the pronunciation, but hear the vibe of the book. And I feel like with Brandon Sanderson, he has some amazing narrators that are narrating his books, and it becomes a full immersive experience if you're listening to the audiobook. Another thing is, this is not a race, bestie. This is not a race. It does not matter if it takes you 1 week or 1 month to finish a book. As long as you are enjoying the experience, you're setting your own reading goals, okay? You're not having to write a college dissertation on this book. This is not a race or a comparison game. Like, just enjoy the process. And for me, what I was doing is I was like, you know what? I'm going to read 10 pages before bed. 10 pages before bed every night. Right before I fall asleep, I could totally do that. And then I was reading 10, 20, 30, 40. And I was making my way through the book. Take it chapter by chapter, page by page. Don't stress out about how much you have left. Don't stress out about how much the book is. Don't stress out about how long it's taking you. Just live freely. Other thing is, if you can, read multiple books at a time. Who says you have to be dedicated to this book only? For me, if I'm reading the same genre back to back to back, it's gonna put me in a reading slump. I'm gonna get bored. The same tropes are being repeated. I need variety. So I'm reading a chapter of this, and then I'm gonna put on an audiobook and listen to a romance book. I'm finishing another chapter, and then I'm gonna go read a graphic novel. I'm gonna switch it up so I'm not reading epic fantasy after epic fantasy after epic fantasy. If you can do that and your brain works that way, fantastic. But I'm gonna feel a little overwhelmed if I'm reading such large books one after the other. Whatever your journey is, don't feel intimidated, bestie. I started Brandon Sanderson. I was like, I don't know where to start. He has so many books. This Cosmere universe, I don't understand it. I don't understand all these references and side jokes that people are making. But Brandon Sanderson's writing so far, I don't know about the Way of Kings series, because that is a really big long series. But so far, like Mistborn, his secret projects, and Warbreaker, his writing feels very accessible. His writing feels easy to follow along, okay? It doesn't feel info dumpy. You are learning the magic system as the characters are learning it or as they are using it, and it just feels like it flows very well. And then also some of his books, I don't know if Warbreaker does. I know Mistborn does. Yes, okay. There's an index at the back. Mistborn had a pretty in-depth magic system, and I had to keep flipping towards the index in the back. I was like, okay, so if they're using pewter as metal, what does that mean? Oh, okay. Flip to the index, figure it out. Same thing right here. They have kind of like an index explaining the magic system that I can refer to, and it's not a spoiler, so that helps. But don't read the last page, okay? Don't read the last chapter because you might spoil it yourself. But there's an index on the back. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm going off on a tangent. I'm really enjoying this so far. I really like the two sisters' point of view, how they both equally care about their kingdom and each other and their family, and they are showing that in different ways. Their personalities are really different. Not just that, I love you guys, and I will talk to you when I have more updates. Hello everyone. I'm filming a reading vlog where I'm reading Brandon Sanderson, but I'm reading a different Brandon Sanderson book. But well, you guys know that. I was just telling my dad. But my dad is here because I am forcing him to read Brandon Sanderson with me.
I've been brought into the fantasy bros.
You guys know whenever I really love a book, I convince everyone around me to read it because I'm selfish and I just want to talk about the books.
This is not the book. This is the person. You're Sandy Brandy.
Brandy Sandy.
Yeah, that. You've been fangirling all over that guy. So.
Whatever. Anyways, I'm trying to convince my dad to get on the Brandon Sanderson train because apparently there's a Brandon Sanderson book signing. I did not know that he had a book signing that I really want to go with. And I'm trying to convince my dad to go with me.
I'm just the Uber.
No, I want to go with you.
I know, love. I'm just kidding.
Anyways, he started with Trust of the Emerald Sea because that is the first book that I started with, and then now he's reading Mistborn, which I give both of those books 5 stars. So, Trust of the Emerald Sea is what he's going to update us on because he finished this one already. I give this one 5 stars. I've talked about it so much, so I'm sorry if this sounds like a broken record, but this is a high fantasy adventure book that is a slight Princess Bride retelling. It follows our heroine Tress as she embarks on this journey of these very dangerous magical seas to save her best friend and possibly lover, Charlie. And that's kind of just like a overview. I do want you, before you say like your thoughts, I want you to explain the magic system with the spores because you used a really good scenario on how these spores are. Because these oceans and seas are not what you would think of like water. They're actually filled with these spores.
Sand-like material.
Yeah, that when they're exposed to water or any bodily fluid, they explode, which makes it very dangerous to travel, and each spore has like a different reaction to water.
You say explode, but they have different reactions. The blue spores explode, which is what they use for cannons. The green spores turn into vines. I wouldn't describe them as exploding spores. I would describe them as reactionary spores because they react. It's way different to... each one reacts so different. I was trying to figure it out, like when they were talking and whatever. And the first time that the spores, because they go still, and then it's sand, so it just flattens out, and it falls in. And then I was like, so when they said that, I was like, so it's like a air hockey table. It has these little holes, spores, in the bottom of it, which spew air out and float your puck. So the sand, if you do that, that's what happens if you liquefy the sand by introducing that airflow from the bottom. It mimics and acts like water, though it's not. So it's like air hockey table.
Yeah, so it actually took me a couple chapters to fully understand the magic system and how things worked. But when he said that, I was like, oh my god, you're so right. That's such a good explanation. So I wanted to share that with you guys. It
was a little difficult for me to get going into it. The storytelling by Hoyd, it confused me at first because I did not know that somebody else was telling me the story at first. I thought it was, like a regular book where you're telling the characters are talking to you. So I didn't know. It took me a second to grasp, like a chapter or two, to realize, okay, somebody else is talking to me because I don't know who's talking. And then I realized when he was talking in first person, I was like, wait, oh, okay, now I got it.
Yeah, it's sort of like the story is being told to you like a fairy tale. Right. And it almost like breaks the third wall or whatever because Hoyd definitely talks to you as a reader.
Right.
So it's very interesting. And if you follow the Brandon Sanderson universe, you would know that Hoyd kind of shows up throughout different books.
It was interesting. It took me a second to get in. I'm a very plot-driven reader. I like to know, I need to know what to look forward to and what to expect. So, it took me till she decided, okay, I gotta go find this person to realize, okay, because the difficulties of leaving the island and how she was going to get off. And so then it started giving me pieces to look forward to. So I was like, okay, now I'm into it.
Yes.
So it took me a little bit to get into it, but it was a really good storytelling. It carries you through the story with Tress because Tress doesn't know nothing about spores other than don't touch them, you learn as you go. So she's learning because are we doing spoilers or no spoilers?
No spoilers. He gets so mad when I say no spoilers.
Yeah, because it's like, if you haven't read it by now, like, why are you coming to me to tell you what I think if you haven't read it?
You gotta convince them without giving them major spoilers.
Got it. So she learns how each and every one of the spores work, and she goes through the system of figuring it out. And that helps me understand. It helps you, as the reader, understand the magic of the world. So it was that's what really got me like, okay, now wait, what does this one do? And then, okay, so if they're talking about the midnight spores, what do those do then? And so you kind of learn as you go. So it's kind of nice.
Oh no, my camera light died. This always happens. We're just going to keep talking because it is what it is.
It's not the light, it's the camera. So.
Yeah. I always forget to charge things. No spoilers, but there is a plot twist towards the end that took me by surprise, and I had no idea what was going to happen. But my dad guessed it not even halfway through the book, and when he said it, I was like, I was trying so hard not to have a reaction.
Yeah, because the
you guessed you guessed the ending exactly, which probably also skewed your rating a little bit.
Yes.
It was shocking for me, but not shocking for you.
It wasn't shocking for me. The sorceress does and how she reacts to people.
Oh, she can't say all that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's not in the synopsis. Yeah, when he said it, I was like, damn, he's not going to like it as much as I'm going to, because for me, a lot of the shock factor in the plot twist was something that I really liked, and the reason I rated it highly. Because if he didn't like the book, he just wouldn't finish it.
Yeah, I coming from when I started reading was in the subway in New York, and it's like a mobile library. If you ever go to New York and you see a book on the chair, it's not that somebody forgot it there. Somebody actually purposely left it there, either after reading it or they had it at home and then he wanted it anymore and they left it on the subway. So you see a book, you grab a book, you read the first chapter if you have time. I had always had enough time traveling on the train, so you read it, like, oh, I don't like it, you leave it there. If you do like it, that's how you just keep it. You keep reading until you're done, and then you leave it back on the train. So it's kind of cool. That's how I got into reading.
Yeah, but the train now is a scary place.
Oh yeah, you don't take the train.
I was about to say, don't tell the people to take the train. Oh yeah, he gave it 3 stars. He's liking it, and now you're reading Mistborn. And what do you think? So
I haven't actually started reading Mistborn. Every time I get a new book from you, it sits in my backpack for like a week, and then I'm like, it takes. I've been sitting at my desk at work, and I've been Googling and doing some things. Once I start get going, I'll finish it.
When he finishes Mistborn in 3 to 5 business days, we will update you guys, either in this vlog or the next one. But my reading vlog of Mistborn is linked in the comments down below. Updates. I have many. I am back in the office. A dreaded place, truly. We'll just ignore all my coworkers walking past me and going into work. I have some time before I have to head into work. I just ran into Target, and look at this cute cup I got. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. I'm gonna put my coffee in here, and we're gonna have a good time. Okay, I love a cute strawberry anything. You guys already know that about me. Anyways, I'm sitting here eating my breakfast and reading my book. I am about, I would say, a little over 50% in. I'm on chapter 32, page 339. What's really fascinating is that you are following different point of views and different perspectives. Though the book is very long, it is constantly keeping me engaged because we are following different sets of characters, different plot lines. The book is filled with so much political intrigue. I'm not going to do any spoilers, but essentially you quickly find out that neither of these kingdoms are what they may seem. One kingdom that is filled with these priests. They're supposed to kind of like aid these gods and their prophecies. However, they're very much like real life politicians where they're shady, corrupt, they're immoral, they're doing things for their own benefit, and there's so many political games like that need to be navigated. And our 2 princesses that we follow, they essentially lived quite a privileged life. With that privilege, they were very ignorant on the real struggles that their people were going through. So it's very interesting to see everything unfold. Really love the 2 sisters. They're very different, almost like polar opposites, but the love that they have for each other and their kingdom is so easy to see on page. No spoilers, but I particularly love the youngest daughter, Ciri. She is the one who is sacrificed to the God King, and I love her. She's witty and funny and brave. I kind of love the dynamic that her and the God King have. Like, does this have a subtle romance? I don't know. You guys know, as a romance reader, I'm constantly looking for romance subplots, but it kind of feels like this has like a little tiny bit of a romance, and I'm living for it, okay? And I'm digging it. I'm vibing with it so far. Very interested to see how everything is going to unfold. And this is a standalone, right? So it has to wrap up, but I feel like there's so many unanswered things right now. I'm curious to see how it's going to wrap up seamlessly. My update, I'm gonna eat my breakfast, and I will talk to you guys later. Oh, the priests. No, the goddess. I don't know. I'm confused. Oh my god, here is the thing, guys. About Brandon Sanderson is he's always gonna circle back. Might be a little confusing, but then the magic system gets explained and you're like, oh, I got it, I'm there, I'm here on this journey, okay? Journey before the destination. That's what the Brandy Sandy fans say. Because I'm one of them. You know, I know the lingo now. I've said it before and I'll say it again. His mind. Brandon Sanderson's mind, the way that he is able to create these magical worlds, all of like these interpersonal relationships, and it's just fascinating. It's so great. I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like I am a loss for words. But Brandon Sanderson, never at a loss for words. He always knows what to say. He always knows how to tie it together. He knows how to get you hooked. The second you lose interest, plot twist. The second you're like, I don't know what's going on, he explains it. It's like he understands the journey of the reader almost. It's quite bizarre. It's just like amazes me that he's able to create these worlds. I really wonder like what, I want to know his process. How does he sit down and create these worlds? Does he like see it in a dream? Like an oracle telling? He just sit down and write? Is he plotting? I need to know. I need to know what this man is doing, because this man is quite literally amazing. I know guys. I'm sick of me too. I am, but I can't lie to you guys, and I can't lie that it is banger after banger. One thing I love about Brandon Sanderson is that his writing feels so intentional. I know some people complain about the length of his books. In general, I feel like fantasy books are very long, but some of his books are like extra long, right? And so far, out of the 4 books I've read, okay, I'm no expert here, but so far it feels so necessary and so intentional. There is never a throwaway line. There's never a side character that is not mentioned. There is never a scene that doesn't somehow tie together. Like, everything makes sense. And even though you're like, okay, why are we learning this? I don't really know what's going on. You will. It's important. You gotta remember that. You gotta lock that shit in. Amazing. Wonderful. Just 2 different experiences. So you can really read into things and see all of the little nuances, or you can just vibe and go along with it, and it's going to tie together in the end, and you're gonna have a fun journey. Whatever reader you are, I feel like you'll still enjoy the writing style. It is so approachable, which is not something I think a lot of people think of when they think Brandon Sanderson, but his writing does feel very approachable and very easy to kind of digest so far from what I've read, my experience. Oh, what I forgot to mention in my earlier update, because I got distracted because my coworker, I was sitting in my parking lot and my coworker came up to me. We saw Hoyd, little chaotic baby boy Hoyd. It is a character that kind of like makes appearances, little guest star appearances in some of his other books. He was in Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. He was a huge part of Trust of the Emerald Sea. He's essentially like the narrator telling you the story. Very briefly, you can see him in Mistborn, and then I also saw him here. I don't really know his entire backstory. I don't even know if, let me know if you're a Brandon Sanderson fan. Does Hoyd have his own book? I love his chaotic ass. I just adore him, and every single time I see him kind of like sneak peek, it feels like a guest star appearance. You know, like when you were like a kid watching like Disney Channel and like shows would combine. Hannah Montana and Sweet Life of Zack and Cody would do like a crossover episode. That's what it feels like. A little guest experience. I think this also follows back up to sometimes I'm a little confused, I'm a little dumb. I can never guess a plot twist when it comes to Brandon Sanderson. It used to be like a humble brag of mine that I used to be kind of good at guessing plot twists, okay? I've read a lot of books. I kind of get the vibes now, especially with like cozy mysteries. I would say 8 times out of 10 in a cozy mystery book, I can guess who did it. I can guess who the murderer is. It's kind of like a little party trick. Again, humble brag. I was like, I know what this author is doing. I see you. I do not know. Well, with Brandon Sanderson, I don't know what's gonna happen. Every plot twist has me gagged. My jaw is on the floor, quite literally, as you could see in the clip before this one. So it's a really fun experience. I've humbled myself and realized that I am not as great at guessing plot twists as I used to be. All right, that's it. I'm going to maybe film another video and then take a shower and read some more. I'm 70% in, so I'm hoping to finish tonight, but we'll see. Sorry, I look a mess because I just got out of the shower, but an update on Warbreaker. Light Song. Love. My man's. I love him so much. His character is so humorous and funny, but also very interesting. And I love him. Who I don't love, who I'm not vibing with right now is Vienna, the oldest sister. I think that's her name, Vienna? I can't remember. It starts with a V. The oldest sister, she's getting a little on my nerves, okay? She is going through a lot, I know, but she can be really, really judgmental, and it's getting on my nerves a little bit. I really love the youngest sister, Siri, and Lightsong are my two favorite characters. Lightsong is my man's. He's so funny. I freaking love him, and I just know something's gonna happen, and I'm not ready for it. Not ready for it, but that's my little update. I'm nervous. I only have like a little bit left. How is this going to wrap up? No. Don't ruin it for yourself, Samantha. Don't ruin it, okay? I was literally about to read the last page because I'm like nervous. I need to figure out what happens. Okay, I need to take a break. I need to take a break. I'm a mess. I'm getting ready right now, and I'm trying this new foundation. I don't know. It went viral on TikTok. It's more so like a very... I would describe it more as like a skin tint. This is the CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. And it's so interesting. Like, get into this. Okay, you see how the bottle looks? It's like these little encapsulated beads. Most of this is an essence like that's very hydrating. It has these little beads that when you rub them in, you see that? They like pop and create the color. But it's like very, very sheer coverage. And that is so interesting. It's like the Chanel foundation or the Kosas one. Anyways, it went popular on TikTok, and I decided to wear it. I have it on right now. And again, it's interesting because it essentially has zero coverage. It just like lightly smooths out the skin because I have very acne prone skin, lots of acne scars. So like, let me zoom in and show you guys. Okay, we are zoomed in. I just have this product on. I'm in the shade medium, by the way. And you can see like some of my redness is still peeking through like there, but some of my acne scars are just not as prominent, and it's very like light and smooth and hydrating. Interesting. I feel like this would be, let me zoom you guys back out. I feel like this would be something I would really like on a hot summer day. No makeup. Anyways, I'm getting ready because I'm gonna take myself on a movie date. Me, myself, and I have had a really, really busy last couple months. I've been socializing a lot. I even went out on a couple first dates, just two. But I'm really like proud of myself for doing that and socializing. But I've been doing like a lot of things that were just like stepping out of my comfort zone basically, and I've been trying to like be more present in like my friendships and relationships and things like that. But it's exhausting. I'm such a deep introvert, and right now I just need some me time. So the challengers came out with Zendaya, and the other actors I do recognize. One actor was in Dear Evan Hansen, and then the other I think was in like The Crown or something. I don't know. Anyways, I love going to movies. I would go to the movies every single day if I could. Like, it's my favorite thing to do. Normally I go with my friends or my dad, but today I'm gonna go by myself. I'll treat myself to a little treat, little snack, little popcorn candy situation, and we're gonna go see the movie. So that's what I'm doing right now. I always end up crying. I couldn't have possibly guessed that this was how it was gonna pan out. Always end up fucking crying. Every book, every Brandon Sanderson book. It's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. Oh my god. Oh, yummy. So let's just wrap this up. I know this has been a long reading vlog, and we only read one book, which in my defense, it was a long book, okay? It was a long book. So we finished Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. Right off the bat, I'm going to give it 5 stars. I'm giving it 5 stars because it was perfect. It was wonderful. It was amazing. It was everything I needed to be. You guys were absolutely right in the fact that I would love this. Another banger. Okay, Brandon Sanderson never fucking misses. It's just hit after hit after hit. His books are so well crafted. His writing style I find is actually really unique from all of the books I've read. His Secret Projects, Mistborn, this, like, the writing style feels different. 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. I cannot recommend this book enough. A lot of people ask where they should start with Brandon Sanderson if they've never read one of his books, and I would recommend Warbreaker as a good place place to start because you don't really need to know too much information about the Cosmere. You don't even need to know too much information about Brandon Sanderson and like his entire backlist. This is a standalone novel. You can read it by itself. It's a high epic fantasy filled with so much political intrigue. It starts off with these two kingdoms who are vastly different even though they came from the same origins. They don't really know a lot about their own history. There has been so much lies and misinformation spread between the two of them that they are very distrustful of each other. Years ago, there was a peace treaty placed where the royal line agreed to essentially sacrifice one of their daughters into this arranged marriage to marry what they call the God King. God King was a man who was originally born as a stillborn and then it came back to life, reborn as a god, enhanced physical abilities as well as magic, so what they call a breath. Now, a lot of the magic system did surround around this breath. Everyone is born with one breath in their life. You can accumulate more breaths, you can give away breaths, you can't steal them, however, it does have to be freely given. And with this breath, you can breathe life into inanimate objects and colors. You're essentially breathing commands into inanimate objects. And you can use that for fighting, protection, etc., etc. Breath is essentially used as currency. People in high political power have a lot of breath. There are lesser gods that are being reborn and the people of the town are sacrificing their breaths to them so that they can be even stronger. So everything surrounds around this magic system, and that is the main strife between the two kingdoms. The royal family is really separated from all of that until this treaty comes up where they need to sacrifice a daughter in this arranged marriage to the God King. The entire time they believe that they're going to send their eldest daughter, and the king changes his mind and ends up sending the younger daughter, and it starts all types of political imbalances. Wow, I'm like really getting into the plot. I'm trying not to do any spoilers, but I also want you to understand the magic system. You're following different point of views as you are navigating this magic system and the political intrigue. You're following the point of views of the two sisters, as well as one of the gods who has returned. His name is Lightsong. Lots is happening, lots of different side stories. There are some romances, okay? Is it a romance heavy book? No, absolutely not. It is a very side plot, but I picked up on it and I liked it. I did. I actually really loved the little subtle nods to the romances in here. What else? Loved the youngest sister. I loved Lightsong. I loved Lightsong so fucking much. The oldest sister, she was a very unlikable character, and I could see, you know, her growth and her importance to the story. But if I had any gripe, any complaint, it was how she was written as a female character, because she was judgmental till the very end, till the bitter end. That bitch was judgmental, and I was like, ma'am, okay, like, you are not perfect, Miss Ma'am. And she does come to realize that, but that would be my only gripe, is how she was written as a female character. It's always dicey, right, when a man writes like a female character. I think Brandon Sanderson actually does a good job for the most part, but I can definitely see some flaws. That was just like a personal thing. Not enough to dock a star though, still 5 stars. I cannot rave about this book enough. I think the magic system was unique. I've never read anything like it. I think it's a great starting point if you're trying to get into high fantasy or Brandon Sanderson books in general. Brandon Sanderson is by no means underrated, okay? He gets all of his flowers. People absolutely rave about him and rave about his books. However, this is one that I'm like, people can talk about more. You guys can talk about this more. Hype this one up more. Everyone always talks about like Wave Kings and Mistborn, which are his more popular ones, but this one is fantastic. So yeah, go ahead and hype this baby up because it deserves all its flowers. That is it, you guys. That was my very long reading vlog for Warbreaker by Mr. Brandon Sanderson. If you have stayed this long, I know this reading vlog was very long and you are a real one if you watched all the way through. So if you stayed this long and you are enjoying my longer reading vlogs, give me an emoji. What emoji should we use? Rainbows. We should do rainbows because this whole book is about like color and magic. Rainbows. Leave a bunch of rainbows down below to let me know that you stayed this long and we're bookish besties. I've decided that I'm going to keep on with the longer reading vlogs, but I'm also going to keep recording my journey into the Cosmere, into reading Brandon Sanderson. I still have a lot more to go through. To be fair, I've only read 4 Brandon Sanderson books, which is absolutely nothing compared to his large backlist, but I'm, you know, making a little dent into his backlist, and if I had to pick a favorite, I think it would be this one. I think it would be this one or You Mean the Nightmare Painter. You Mean the Nightmare Painter is tied because that book is fantastic. So those two are my faves right now. So I posted on Instagram what you guys would like to see me read next. I think I posted The Way of Kings, one of his secret projects, and then the second book in the Mistborn series. So whichever one you guys pick will be our next Brandon Sanderson reading vlog. I'm going to create a playlist of all of my Brandon Sanderson videos. It's going to be called Sam's Journey into the Cosmere. So I'll leave that playlist down below because I do have reading vlogs where I read Trust of the Emerald Sea, Yumi the Nightmare Painter, and Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. So if you guys want to see my thoughts on those 3 books, it's going to be in the playlist down below. And we're just going to keep this playlist going as I continue reading. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the absolute world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!